Your cat watches you every single day. Every movement, every mood, every door you close without thinking twice. And most of the time, you don't even notice they're paying attention. But here's what most owners never realize. Your cat isn't just watching. They're feeling. They're processing. They're forming an understanding of who you are and how safe their world is. And there are things you do every single day, small, ordinary, completely innocent things, that your cat wishes, more than anything, that you understood. This isn't about guilt. You're not doing anything wrong. You love your cat. That's why you're here. But cats experience the world in a way that's fundamentally different from us. What feels small to you can feel enormous to them. What feels neutral to you can feel like the most important moment of their day. In this video, we're going to walk through 7 of those moments, the ones your cat feels most deeply, and the ones that, once you understand them, will completely change how you show up for the animal that has chosen you as their entire world. When you come home and walk past them. Have you ever come home after a long day, keys still in hand, and walked straight to the kitchen, while your cat was right there at the door? Most people think cats don't really care when you come home, that they're too independent for that kind of thing. But here's what's really happening. Your cat has been waiting. Not in an anxious way, but in the way a deeply bonded animal waits for the one being that makes their world feel complete. Researchers who study feline attachment have found that cats show measurable stress responses when their primary human is absent. And when you return, that moment at the door is the emotional peak of their entire day. When you walk past without acknowledging them, your cat doesn't think they're tired. They think, did I do something wrong? 10 seconds. That's all it takes. A word, a look, a hand reaching down. 10 seconds tells your cat, I see you. You matter. I'm glad to be home. 2. When you change their routine without warning. You sleep in on weekends. You eat dinner at different times. You leave earlier than usual one morning without explanation. Most people think cats are adaptable, independent, that they don't really notice these shifts. But here's what's really happening. Your cat has memorized you, your schedule, your sounds, your patterns. They are your cat's entire map of the world. When that map shifts without warning, the world itself feels unstable. Behaviorists describe this as temporal disorientation. Cats rely so heavily on routine that even small changes can register as low-level stress. You won't always see it, but they feel it. This doesn't mean you can never change your schedule. It means that when you do, a small ritual, the same greeting, the same gentle moment, can anchor your cat even when everything else shifts. Your consistency is your cat's sense of safety, and safety for a cat is everything. If you're already thinking about your cat differently, go ahead and subscribe to Cat Behavior Lab. We break down these hidden signals every week, and the next few points are the ones most owners find the hardest to hear, and the most important. 3. When you use a harsh or loud voice. Not at them. Maybe at the TV, maybe on the phone, maybe just a frustrated sigh that came out louder than you meant. Most people think cats understand context, that they know you're not upset at them. But here's what's really happening. Cats don't process language the way we do. What they process is tone, energy, and emotional temperature. A raised voice, any raised voice, registers in a cat's nervous system as a potential threat. They don't know you're angry at a traffic jam. They know the air in the room just changed. And they quietly wonder, is it me? You might notice your cat slink away, go quiet, or avoid you for a few minutes after a loud moment. That's not attitude. That's a sensitive animal recalibrating after an emotional spike they didn't understand. Your cat doesn't need you to be perfect. They just need the emotional temperature of your home to feel safe. And more than you know, they're always reading it. 4. When you pet them, past the point they're comfortable. They were purring. They seemed happy, and then suddenly, a bite, a swat, a stiffened body pulling away. Most people think this is unpredictable, random, just a cat being a cat. But here's what's really happening. Your cat was communicating the entire time. A tail that started flickering, skin that began to ripple, eyes that slowly stopped being soft. These are not random. They are a complete and coherent language. When we miss those signals, not out of cruelty, just out of not knowing, we cross a boundary. The cat already communicated clearly, and each time that happens, a tiny piece of trust quietly erodes. Researchers have found that cats who are regularly petted past their comfort threshold show lower trust scores over time, not because they love you less, but because they've learned that their signals don't always work. Learning when to stop is one of the most profound things you can do for your cat. It tells them, I hear you, even the quiet things you say. 5. When you leave without saying goodbye. You're running late. You grab your bag, your keys, your coffee, and the door closes before you've thought twice about it. Most people think cats don't notice when you leave, that they just go back to sleep. But here's what's really happening. Your cat watches the door for a long time after you leave. Studies on feline separation behavior have shown that cats, especially bonded cats, show elevated stress markers for up to several hours after their primary human departs. They're not helpless. They're not falling apart. But they feel your absence in a way that is real, measurable, and deeply connected to how attached they are to you. A goodbye doesn't have to be elaborate. A word, a touch, a moment of acknowledgement. It creates a small ritual of transition, a signal that says, I'm going, but I'm coming back. The world is still safe. Your cat can handle your absence. What they find harder is disappearing without a word. Because to them, you don't just leave the room, you leave their world. 6. When you force affection instead of waiting for it. You want to hold them. You want to bury your face in their fur. You want that connection right now because you need it. Most people think cats should just accept affection, that it's love, so how could it be wrong? But here's what's really happening. A cat that comes to you is a cat that has made a choice. A cat that is picked up and held when they didn't ask for it is a cat that has had that choice taken away. And cats remember. Not in a vindictive way, but in the way all living creatures learn which situations feel safe and which don't. The most bonded cats, the ones who follow their humans everywhere, who curl up on their chests, who slow blink across the room, are almost always cats whose affection was invited, not demanded. Wait for your cat to come to you, and when they do, that moment is worth more than any forced cuddle ever could be, because it was their idea, and that makes all the difference. 7. The one that changes everything. This last one isn't a behavior. It's something deeper. Most cat owners go through their entire lives assuming their cat is fine, content, just there, in the background of a busy life. But here's what's really happening. Your cat is not in the background of your life. You are the center of theirs. Every one of the things we've talked about today, the greeting at the door, the tone of your voice, the moment you stop petting, the goodbye you remembered or forgot. Your cat felt all of it, filed all of it, built their entire understanding of safety and love around all of it. They are not independent. They are not indifferent. They are deeply, quietly, completely attached to you, in a way most owners never fully see, because cats don't announce it. They don't bark, or jump, or demand. They simply stay. They simply choose. Again and again, every single day. They choose to be in whatever room you are in, to sleep near you, to watch for you, to wait. Your cat doesn't wish you were perfect. They just wish you knew how much they feel, how much they notice, how much you mean to them in every ordinary moment of every ordinary day. None of these things make you a bad owner. They make you human. But now, you know. And knowing changes things. The way you walk through the door, the way you say goodbye, the way you pause and really look at the animal that has built their entire world around you. Your cat isn't waiting for grand gestures. They're not waiting for you to be different. They're just waiting, the way they always have, for you to see them the way they've always seen you. Completely, quietly, with everything they have. Subscribe to Cat Behavior Lab and drop your cat's name in the comments. Tell me, which of these 7 hit closest to home? I'll see you in the next one.